What's up, everyone? It's CTD from C2 Wrestling. Before we get into today's video, I got to give you guys a heads up. January 6th, the Netflix debut of Monday Night Raw. We are going live again right here on our YouTube channel. We went live for the last two PLEs. It was such a fun time, a lot of funny moments. You don't want to miss it. This show is going to be huge. They're treating it like a WrestleMania level Raw. We're going live. Come talk wrestling with us. Enjoy the show, the surprises, the big moments. We'll be live for it. Come hang out with us right here on C2 Wrestling. But now, let's get into the video. C2 Wrestling is back, and the final 2 hour SmackDown has come to an end. Next week starts the 3 hour SmackDowns. That's just going to give us more to talk about, Snowden.
It absolutely is. It's crazy. We grew up SmackDown every Thursday night for a while, Friday night, Tuesday night. Been 2 hours ever since the beginning. And now it's permanently 3 hours. It's never going back down. Eventually, I'd imagine SmackDown even moves to Netflix or streaming or whatever. Maybe that's 5, 10 years out. Sure. Who knows? But it's 3 hours from here on out. It's only more content for us wrestling fans. It's only more content for UC2 fans out there.
And we got an absolute doozy to end this final 2 hour show. The final SmackDown before the new year. Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Royal Rumble ladder match.
2 belts above the ring, too. I love what they're doing with the Winged Eagle, kind of keeping it incorporated into this feud. It's just different. It's memorable. The simplicity of involving that belt just makes this memorable. That belt, the Winged Eagle hanging from the rafters, is going to be a crazy sight to see. I do hate that they use that gold bar that they hang the belts from. I hate that. I wish they just used the ropes. But it's going to be crazy to see those two titles side by side on top of above a ladder. It's nuts.
Yeah, so there's honestly like multiple aspects of this match that I want to get into. First and foremost, to me, the biggest thing, it being at the Royal Rumble.
Yes. Yes. You got to imagine the card gets one more match. If we're having 2 hour-long Rumbles minimum, last year's men's Rumble went an hour 20, roughly,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. So you got to imagine hour matches minimum for the Rumble. The first two entrants, some things in between. We're looking at like 2.5 hours between two Rumbles. That ladder match has got to get 30 minutes. It's a damn ladder match for the world title, So we're already talking a 3 hour pay-per-view. Maybe they get a women's match on the card. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get some sort of women's match on the card. But outside of that, that's our Royal Rumble.
I mean, it adds to, I know you weren't crazy about it, but it adds to why they have the Saturday night's main event the week before to get
Yeah.
the pay-per-view level matches on a PLE.
Yeah, I do. Like, I understand what they're doing with Saturday Night's main event. I still think it's just kind of thrown in there. I still think you could have just done exactly what they've done in the past, and you kind of do it on the SmackDown, you do it on the Raw prior. Maybe there's taped shows coming up in that month, which is why they're doing it too. They don't want to do the title change on a taped show. Who knows if that's the reasoning? Sure, it's still better at a Saturday Night's main event than it is on like a SmackDown. Though. I get it. I get it.
So, with it being at the Royal Rumble, there's a few aspects within this that I want to like this announcement tonight. I mean, I was expecting them to face again.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting them to face the Raw on Netflix and didn't know how they would do it. Granted, you have Roman versus Solo happening on the Raw on Netflix, so it's like it's not like it's a problem that it's SmackDown guys wrestling on Raw. I just thought it'd be weird if like Nick Aldis announced, "Hey, on the Raw debut on Netflix, we'll have this match." It being announced on the Rumble, I mean, first and foremost, you got a month more of this build.
Yeah.
Second off, makes me think that Cody is not moving to Monday Night Raw unless this transfer window is that long, which would be a shame if it's
It would
that
be
long.
a shame unless Cody Rhodes loses.
Well, no, I mean he for the next month he's got to be on SmackDown for building
Yeah.
up to.
Yeah, 100%. But Matt, like in theory, if Owens wins the belt stays on SmackDown. Maybe Cody does
Yeah.
move to
Or they
Raw.
both could transfer to Raw, and this is
Yeah, or
a
they
this
both.
is,
Yeah. Well, that's where you had said it to me earlier today too, and I had expected it, especially with the ultimatum that Nick Aldis had given during the episode, that Kevin Owens, you got to relinquish the belt, or else something bad is going to happen. I thought Nick Aldis was going to end the episode by firing Kevin Owens, and that was going to force Kevin Owens' hand into going to Raw, and then Cody was going to do the exact thing that you said to me. I still want Kevin Owens. I'm going to Raw. Makes sense.
That's
But they went a totally different route.
Yeah, that's exactly how I thought it was going to play out. It doesn't. I still like it.
Yeah. Love it.
Not saying I'm upset. This is still a great outcome.
Great outcome.
This also leads me to something else. This happening at the Rumble makes me lean towards, all right, it's probably going to be Owens Orton at Mania.
Yeah, I do think that leads to Owens Orton. Orton's got to show up by the Rumble, right? You have to imagine he's there for the Rumble for this match, particularly, I would say. I think this is great. Again, on our bingo cards was Kevin Owens getting fired, going to Raw, Cody following. There's not a bingo card in the world that had ladder match predicted for these two guys. We all knew they were facing again. I honestly didn't think they were facing on the January 6th Raw because that Raw is already so stacked to the gills that at that point, it's like, is it almost too much if you're really throwing all that on that Raw? You kind of have all these upcoming events, so you do want to spread them out a little bit. I thought it was going to be another Saturday night's main event. You already did it once. You run it back to Saturday night's main event. They've been incorporating the Winged Eagle, which fits that vibe. That's where they brought it out. So I thought they were lining it up for Saturday night's main event. The Rumble works with me. It's already must see with two Royal Rumbles. That's the most must see pay per view of 2025.
It really is. I like it. I mean, there's a few other aspects that I want to get into it. They did have Cody come back, no neck brace,
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. I think they should put a little more emphasis on the different types of pile drivers
Yeah,
because Owens hit Randy with more of like a spike pile driver, it would be,
correct.
and he hit Cody with the package
Package
pile
pile driver.
driver, which, still could be very devastating, but to add just a little bit more to the logic of Cody being back already. I mean, he still has the sore neck. Owens immediately attacked it, but just get that little extra bit of why Cody's already back and Orton we haven't seen at all.
Yeah, 100%. It's Orton's definitely, again, the Rumble. He's coming back. He's involved in this feud. It definitely lines me up to think we're getting Orton Cody at Mania, which I'm game with.
Orton Owens.
Orton. Oh, I thought you had assumed Orton Cody. Sorry.
No, Orton Owens.
I was agreeing under the pretense that you had said Orton Cody. Sorry. I think this lines up more for Orton Cody still.
Really?
Yes, because I think Orton's getting involved and we're still getting the heel turn to some extent. I very much think Orton, say, gets involved, takes out Owens, Cody wins, helps Cody win, but Cody's going to be disgruntled with Orton. Like, I needed to do that myself. I needed to win that for me. And that's going to kind of start a little bit of a rift between Orton and Cody. I think Owens is still lined up for Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
I completely disagree.
All right,
I
well,
think
fuck you. We'll just cancel the channel then. God.
I think you're fucking delusional. No, I mean it's very possible. It's not like these are.
So is Orton Owens. This definitely does, and I do agree. Like I still think it's Orton Cody where they're going, but this does 100% add more opportunity for Owens Orton as well.
Well, I always felt that we're going to get the payoff for Owens versus Orton, and we had said it feels like it's a Mania type story, but timeline wise, it didn't really feel like you'd get there.
Yeah.
Owens takes Orton out. We were saying maybe Orton returns at Saturday night's main event. That's so far away to get to Mania. Now you're doing this match at the Rumble. You can have Orton's return at the Rumble. That's an easy build to get to Mania with that story. I think it's more likely we get Orton Owens at Mania. That story finishes, and then they start moving towards the Orton Rhodes for SummerSlam. That's what I think.
I mean, I could definitely see that, and there's other avenues of things that line up within that. If they do that, Sami Zayn maybe teams with the Usos versus Solo, Fatu, and Tama Tonga or something. There's other options there, so they can go that route. I don't necessarily love it, if I'm being honest. Owens Orton is great. That's a great feud. Orton's been on top of his game. Owens has been legitimately better than ever in his entire WWE career. But Orton Owens at Mania doesn't entice me as much as the other options available. What does entice me, though, I can't get over. Damn ladder match. I love that ladder match. It's been a while since we've gotten a good ladder match that isn't a Money in the Bank or something crazy like that.
Well,
And
to be fair, the tag title triple threat was pretty solid.
yes, I was just gonna say the tag title triple threat is a great ladder match, but it's a crazy multi-man ladder match, two belts. Like there's a lot going on, two sets of belts, I should say. This
No, no,
is
no,
what
no. The on SmackDown.
Oh my god, I forgot about that ladder match.
Yes,
You're
that
right,
was a solid
100%.
ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great ladder match. Actually, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was a great one. I'm thinking all the way back to the Mania ladder matches
No, no,
being
no.
like the most recent. Yeah, that was a great ladder match. Regardless, still a singles ladder match. What's the last singles ladder match we got? To be
Yes.
honest, off the top of my head, I really couldn't even tell you. You know, and these are two guys that we've seen. Owens has done some Money in the Banks, but he's done some ladder matches outside of WWE. We know Owens can throw down in the ladder match. Cody, over in AEW, even we've seen him do some crazy shit in ladder matches. These two guys might really put on a clinic.
I'm struggling to think of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last
Last
one-on-one.
singles ladder match, struggling. Was it?
Like,
Oh. Miz versus Jerry Lawler. Yeah.
no, I think that got a 5 out of 5 on Cage Match.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a total of 6 votes, and it got a
Yes.
5 out of 5, which means it's the
Yes.
best
I
match of
was
all
3 of
time.
them. You were the other 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes 5. Yeah.
That makes 6.
Yeah, I said 5 votes.
You said there was a total of 6 votes.
I think I said 5. I don't know. Maybe I said 6.
I'm pretty sure you said
I don't
6.
know anymore.
I'm pretty sure you said. I said it got a 5 out of 5.
Well,
You said
we're gonna
6
find
votes.
out when we upload the video.
All right, we'll see who's right and we'll see who's wrong. Pal, as I hiccup.
All
All right, back on to SmackDown. Absolutely love the Chelsea Green segment.
Love it. I gotta say about Chelsea Green, the completely deserving title run. Everybody agrees they could not be going in more of the right direction with it as well. This is exactly how they should be doing it. Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
One flaw though.
Okay. What's the flaw?
I don't need another run back with Mishin. I don't need this again.
So to a point, I do agree. Yes, because she already beat Mishin for it, but she beat Mishin to become the champion. I think having like the head on the spike, I defended the title against Mishin, is a bit more valuable. It's also just that first kind of, and Mishin's been great. It's that kind of filler feud, to get Chelsea Green's run kind of rolling.
Yeah, and they started throwing a little bit of, planting a little bit of seeds of a future Piper Niven turn on Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna say this, Piper solid. Don't want that to be the one to take the title off Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Couldn't care less. Not gonna lie. No, yeah, couldn't care less.
I love that duo. Like, I don't need them splitting. I don't need friction between them two.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like Piper. Piper's good for sure. But them as a duo has been good. Again, don't get me wrong. Chelsea won the U.S. title. She's been great. But it's not like nothing about them together is like doing it for me. If Piper were to split from Chelsea, it's fine. I do think Chelsea plays real well off of somebody, though. Chelsea having like a manager or a henchman or somebody is great for the type of character Chelsea does.
Completely agree. So that was another great segment on SmackDown, but we do have to talk about one negative that I got from the show. It was a good match, but story-wise, the SmackDown tag titles. So we have plenty of teams in the mix. I do love Pretty Deadly finally getting a little bit more time
on TV.
And again, you're going to see in future videos, we talk the stress on amplifying the tag team division, and them moving to 3 hours gives them more time to do so. I didn't love, though, with the Street Profits, they have this match set up for them against Legado, and the way it was set up was they made the Street Profits look so gullible and dumb.
Yeah.
That, like, it was so glaring because they haven't been doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so glaring. And I was like, I got to talk about this. Them being like so easily persuaded. Oh yeah, it was Garza that attacked you. And like, then after it's like Apollo Crews tells them, oh no, it was Gargano, and they're perplexed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What are we doing here? Why are we making them look like they're morons?
That's very like PG era booking. It really is. The Street Profits, and it's no fault to their own, in all honesty. They're great talents. Montez Ford is fantastic. Angela Dawkins is very underrated. They have been losing their lust to me for a while. You know, they've are I'm not even gonna say they're getting there. They've hit that stale point, you know, where the Street Profits, I think they need to break up. Honestly, I just don't see them as a tag team for much longer. Maybe they get one more kind of run under them with these new belts, things like that. But I just don't know if I care for the Street Profits as much as I once had.
Yeah, it's a shame that as fans we kind of blew it,
Mm-hmm.
immediately cheering them because we wanted them to turn heel so bad, and they went to turn heel, and we started cheering them. And
Well, to
WWE
be
was like,
fair,
"Well, we can't really turn them heel. They're cheering the hell out of them."
WWE kind of effed up that heel turn though, because they turned the Street
Yes,
Profits heel. They're still coming out with cups. They're in the same gear, got the same theme, the same everything. Nothing changed, so they're still faces.
true. Like it is shared blame. It's felt like that was the chance to kind of spark things back
Oh,
with them,
100%. Yeah,
and that kind of got missed. And what we saw tonight is what the Street Profits are. They are great wrestlers. They will
yeah.
put on great matches. Like that is not the worry. It is my interest. It is,
Mm-hmm.
me latching into things. Now, if this leads to, a four-way of DIY versus the Machine Guns versus the Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly in some four-way tag title match,
Great.
and it's probably going to be my favorite match I watch in a long time. Like, yeah, sign me up. Like, I'm not going to
Yeah,
complain about it.
of course.
It's just the certain aspects where it's like this could be better. This could kind of get my interest a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. You know, out of all the tag teams on both brands, both rosters, even NXT, honestly, you know, the Street Profits are definitely towards like the bottom of the list of teams I need to see get a tag run going, but they can still be involved. Again, they're still great talents, and I want to see them wrestle. I just think they need a refresh. No shade against Bobby Lashley, but I just don't think pairing them with Lashley was really ever it. It was like a recycled hurt business. It just didn't hit the same. I think pairing them with somebody was not a bad idea. I just don't know if Bobby was the guy. In hindsight, it's easy to say that. At least, you know, in light of that, they get paired with BFAB, and no shade against BFAB, but like, what does it do for anybody to have BFAB with the Street Profits? You know, it hasn't amounted to anything, and it's really not going to. You know, so like, it's just kind of leftovers of what a once was stable.
Completely agree. And I mean, it makes sense for her to be there when they're feuding with Legato, and
Yeah,
there's, or if they had feuded with like LWO, where there's a female counterpart, the Wyatt Six, So,
yeah,
Final Testament, like it makes sense for her to be there. But right now on SmackDown, they're not in any of those feuds where it makes sense for her to be there. And
yeah.
she's like only like half of their mouthpiece anyway, because they do most of their
They do
promos
most of
to
it.
begin
Yeah.
with. So,
No,
again, SmackDown going to 3 hours. There's gonna be
helps.
more time, a little bit different change. Maybe, with tag team getting a little bit more time, maybe it changes our opinion.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say too, I feel like this is where you gotta like read between the lines a little bit within wrestling. You know, it's a show, but it's hard for me like to like disconnect the Street Profits being paired with BFAB when Montez is married to Bianca Belair, like a top three women's wrestler in the company right now. Not that I want the Profits and Belair to be like a faction together, but why wouldn't they be
It's like
instead of
if
instead of
Jimmy and
BFAB?
Jay were,
Yeah, they linked
had
up
a
with
manager.
yeah with Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah,
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 exactly. Like it's
yeah.
like
It's just
we know
why
Jimmy is married to
to
like literally
Naomi.
it's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a TV show that
Yeah,
they
well,
they produced.
yeah. So is Montez and
Yeah, yeah,
Bianca
that too.
Belair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
it
great
just
great
makes
point.
no. It like it's hard to like envision it, kind of, you know. And like, I mean, part of that is maybe through the years, like watching Stephanie and Triple H together. You know, all these couples kind of linking up. It doesn't always have to be that way, but it doesn't make sense outside of it.
You said it best, and I think it was a solid show. The 3 hours I am excited for because there's plenty of
Mm-hmm.
names, plenty of time. There's with the road to WrestleMania as well, all of these live shows, the road to the Rumble. It's already heated up. It's already hot. Somehow WWE is about to get hotter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And not only is WWE about to get hotter, there's a certain YouTube channel out there, C2 Wrestling, is about to get a lot hotter. I'll tell you what, we're pretty close to 500 subs. halfway through halfway done. We only did half a year is kind of what I'm getting to say.
Yeah.
Brain fart.
Yeah.
Half a year of content, and we're hitting about 500 subs. We're only growing from here, guys. We are not stopping. Been pumping out content left and right. Coming up soon, January 6th. We got to keep promoting it because we're getting there. We're going to be here yet again live. Survivor Series, we had a little bit of traction. We were hanging out with some buddies, talking to some friends. And then what was it? Saturday night's main event? We had some fans out in the chat with us, talking shop, and it was a great time. Come check it out with us January 6th.
Yeah, come hang out, chat wrestling. It is a fun time. There's a ton of funny moments. My cat normally goes insane about 3 or 4 times throughout the stream. But also coming up on the channel tomorrow, we have our bold predictions for 2025. Sunday, our end of year award show. It is an absolute beauty. You don't want to miss that video. So much fun with the best ending in YouTube history. I will go out there and say that. Monday, we're back for Raw stuff. Then Tuesday, New Year's Eve, we have our New Year's resolutions for WWE. So tune in, subscribe, turn on notifications so you see all these videos post, and follow us on socials, X, Instagram, TikTok. You'll see clips, updates, chat and wrestling, post all there. I'm CTD.
Snowden.
Catch you guys next time.